Hello, my name's Kelly Webster and I'm a resident board member here at the Vale of Aylesbury Housing Trust.
My name is David Briarcliffe, and what do I do for a living? Actually nothing, because I retired from the board in October of last year.
I didn't know how housing works. Apart from being a block champion, I have no experience in housing whatsoever. So I was selected for my experience of accounts, bookkeeping, administration, finance, being obviously a resident. And what happens is once you then become a board member, then the big learning curve starts.
When I joined, I had absolutely no experience at all, and it was looking at a sheet of white paper.
It was a very straightforward process. Very easy, the trust were in contact with me all the time, always made me feel relaxed. Never did I feel pressured to do anything that I didn't want to do. The main duties to be a board member are to obviously attend the board meetings, go through the agenda of any guidance, regulatory framework that's going on, finance, and just go through all the points and have a discussion as a board as to where we want the trust to be going and making sure that the trust are doing what they should be doing. Being on a board isn't dull. It's the most amazing experience I've ever come across. It's not something that I've done before. And you are listened to by other board members because you have a view that other board members do not have. So when you can go into a board meeting and say, I can tell you that this doesn't happen or this does happen, they take it on board, and then the CEO and the exec team will go away and they will take your points on board and they will go and change if necessary for the better.
Half the meetings, there's about 8 or 9 meetings a year, and half of them are devoted to directors, executive directors coming and talking to the forum. About the, if you like, the trading results and what the plans are for what the strategic plans are for the trust, and so that the residents can feel that themselves they're playing a role. They've got a role, and they're playing an important part of it. Now, when I was on the board, I established, with the then chair, I established a line of communication between the board and the residents. This was very, very important, so that the residents understood the things that we were trying to do. It's an ongoing process, with all the things that the trust has been doing over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. It's important that the board understand what the reaction that you get from the residents, and to feel, and it's important that the board has a clear understanding of what the aspirations are. I would say to you, you're going to find out, you're going to learn a lot of things, you're going to see a lot of things, but be patient, because houses aren't built overnight.
Being a board member isn't just being a board member. You can do so much more. For example, I am on our grant trust fund. So we have got a pot of money that we give to worthy charities in the Vale, and I sit on the panel and I decide with other people whether we can grant the money or not. And that, to me, just helping the community was my big aim. My big aim of being a board member was to make the Vale a better place for children, for the elderly, and just get the residents' point across, and just to make sure that everything was running for them as it should be.
It is the provision of housing for people that need it. It's not giveaway stuff. It's where there's a need, and the whole country now knows perfectly well that there's a housing crisis and so on and so on. We're busy building several hundred houses, and it's the it's the satisfaction of knowing that what you've done is part and parcel of the collective effort.
I genuinely think that tenant and leaseholder board members make a huge difference. I've had other board members who aren't residents say to me that we need people like you on our board because we don't understand your side.
I'm most proud of. I'm proud of the job that I did. Period.
Being a board member, I enjoy just knowing that I'm making a difference, whether it's to the trust or whether it's to the residents. It's being part of a big organisation that provides a fantastic service to our community.
What did I enjoy most? The responsibility and the challenge.
To be a resident and then come into the trust as a board member, and I have actually been in the trust and met a lot of the departments because I wanted to know what was going on. You've got no idea how hard this trust works. As a resident, I had no idea exactly what they do, and it's only when you see what the teams do and the amount of work that goes in, you realise that the trust is a great company and a really good housing association.